to Court TV. Welcome to another edition on Court TV. I hope you guys are doing okay. First of all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however, whenever you get to see this video. So just know that we're sending you lots of love and light, and yeah. So welcome to Court TV, you guys. Welcome to Court TV family, and I remain your host Julie Fresh. And with me in the studio again is no other person but Triple A himself. And uh, first and foremost, guys, would like to apologize for not showing up yesterday as we ought to. Yes, we can. I'd like to apologize for not showing up yesterday as we ought to, or as I promised. Trust me, guys, a lot happened that was beyond our control. We couldn't control. We had a lot of unforeseen circumstances, and yeah, we could not control them. And I already dropped a message, and we're working towards giving you people something really interesting, something good, but it just could not happen, and we sincerely apologize for that. I am apologizing, and Triple A himself is also apologizing for that. So
yeah, before we say that, Julie Fresh has been keeping us entertained on this platform, and if you could see her outing today, it's a different thing, and it's because she has been telling us that today is her birthday. And before we proceed, I would want to say and sing happy birthday song for her. All right, today is Julie Fresh birthday, and I want to say happy birthday from Hot TV family. Then let's just sing a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you.
Amen.
May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you, Julie. May the good Lord bless you. So, if you are joining us, we'll now say hip 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 hooray. Alright, thank you, and we are so sorry that we couldn't be on this face yesterday.
Yeah.
And I couldn't say that it's attributed to the preparation of our birthday anyway, because we actually came for us to put all things in place, but it happens that there are issues that happen beyond our control. I will really apologize for not being able to keep up to yesterday's program. And today we are going to make it up, and we are going to do both the 1 and do the 2 and the 3 together holistically, also with the celebration of Julie Fresh birthday. All right, and you know that we are doing a 30-day series for the program.
Yeah, 30 days series for the month of September, and
For
yeah,
this month of May.
sorry me. Guys, I'm already going ahead of you guys. So this is a
Maybe
continuation.
your mind is in your rice and the cake.
Maybe no. I'm already in my head. I finished this year already. It feels like a new year for
It's a
me,
new year for you. All right,
honestly.
happy new year.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
All
sir.
right.
So to all those that have been asking of my age, and I told you guys that it's going to be today, and to all of you that guessed right, because I told you guys that those that guessed right, I'll do a little giveaway. I'll be doing them a little giveaway. So I think the only person that guessed it right is Adele Ava. So she said I am 26, so I am turning 26, and yeah, Ava, you got it right, you guessed right. I am 26 today.
Oh.
So so you guys, you already know my age now. So I just turned 26 today.
All right.
And
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. You know, it is difficult for ladies to say their age, especially in public, and you can see the issue of sincerity from Julie Fresh to being able to come to this platform or to this face to say her real age to us, and she says she is not turning again. She is 26 years, and I don't know the impact of that to you that you all are asking, and she has told us also. She is 26. I know that some of us are going to send like $26,000 to her, so it's 1,000 for each year, or
that
26
makes
million,
sense.
or 26 million naira to her, so 26 billion naira,
Yeah.
all from the Nigeria currency. And from out there, if you send $26,000 for her, I think she will be able to do 26,000 things.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for being here, and we'll keep you entertained this morning. And don't forget to wish her happy birthday, because I was told that whatever you wish someone, that is how you wish yourselves too.
Yeah.
So we keep on wishing ourselves good and continue speaking good to ourselves. So for being there, we are going to the main program this morning.
Yes, and today we will be taking you guys both on yesterday's topic and today's topic. The two topics were meant to go to the streets, but notwithstanding, we're going to do that one of these days. But then again, we have to fill you guys in and give you people an opportunity to hear our own opinion and hear our views, what we have to say on these two topics.
Yes, we have to suspend going to the street because to stress a newborn baby to the street this morning, it means that you want her leg and her bone to be shaking, and they wouldn't want that on this platform. So that is why we are suspending going to the street this morning
to
use it to celebrate. So that is why we are suspending the issue of going to the street this morning, so that her leg and her face should be strong enough, because a newborn baby will not be able to walk around. So that's why we couldn't go out this morning. So we really apologize for that, and we can use that also as a means of celebrating the birthday for Julie Fresh. Let her have some time to rest at home, to have some time to have communion with Christ, or to have communion with whichever she believes, to pray, and also to plan ahead of a new year in our lives. So we are going to have a brief program today, so that she should have all the time for today in preparation and celebration of her birthday.
Yes. So our topic for yesterday, like I posted, is Nigeria failing, or are we failing Nigeria? And our topic for today, day 3, which is the 3rd of May, is when did you stop believing in Nigeria? And then you tell us a story that prompted that decision. So, as always, Triple A will be starting for this episode. So please, sir, tell us, is Nigeria failing, or are we failing Nigeria?
On the contrary, Nigeria is a country by itself. It's an abstract. Nigeria as a nation is failing, and we as Nigerians also, we are failing Nigeria. The truth is that a country ought to make provision for its citizens, and its citizens also have to work on that provision that the country is made. Now, the country did not make provision, and the citizen did not take step to make provision for the country. The country is failing because there is no enabling environment to make a successful plan for the citizens, and the citizens also could not change the environment to enable them make something available for the country. So when we look at the issue of insecurity, we look at the issue of electoral malpractice, if you look at the issue of minimum wage, if you look at the issue of corruption, all these things are the parts of which Nigeria had failed us. And the part of which we also have failed Nigeria is because we are the one that is supporting this mechanism of failure. The issue of corruption is being carried out by Nigeria, not Nigeria as a country. That is where we have failed the country. Now, if we talk about the issue of insecurity, we are the one as Nigeria that is causing the insecurity.
Yeah.
If it happens that we didn't cause any chaos, we didn't, there is no armed robber that is from outside Nigeria, they are all Nigerians. So we wouldn't have the issue of insecurity. Then if we talk about the issue of corruption, it is still Nigeria that is corrupting the system. So by the time we stop practicing the system of corruptionists and other this thing, we will now see that we did not fail the country. But as soon as we are supporting the system, now if you talk about the minimum wage implementation, it is still Nigerians that are refusing to implement the minimum wage system. So if you see all this, you see that Nigeria failed, and we also failed because we are supporting the system. Assuming we did not support the system, this Nigeria wouldn't have failed us. So that is my own opinion. And if you ask for the D2, when have I stopped believing?
Okay, before we go to D2,
okay,
let me just chip in. So, I mean, today we are just airing our own opinion on the topic before we can take you guys to the streets. So, for me, before he said Nigeria is failing and we are failing Nigeria. Before you said that, I had just concluded from the beginning that we have failed Nigeria. Nigeria have failed us as a country. We have failed Nigeria as citizens. And then it came to a point where I just concluded that we are failing Nigeria. Because that was after we had, after our day one, and then it just made me really realize that Nigeria is just a country. We are the system.
Yes.
And we determine what goes on in our country, Nigeria.
Yes.
So, if Nigeria is just a country, that's why we still believe in Mother Earth,
yes,
our father's land. Because, like I was telling them when I was prepping for the thing, I always tell them I can't remember the day, but then I always tell them that the day we are going to write a hopeful, heartfelt letter, we should just look past all that is happening in Nigeria. We should look past all that has happened. We should look past our bad government and stuff and just pour out our hearts to our Mother Earth here in Nigeria. And that simply means that yes, the ground is Nigeria, but it is what we sow that we are reaping.
Yes.
So I am of the opinion that we have failed Nigeria as people, as citizens of the country. We have failed Nigeria, because another thing to look out for is corruption. Corruption is now a normal in our country. It is a normal thing, and we are going to go into that very soon. Where I know that corruption starts from the house. The little things we do, the little things our parents encourage us to do or let us do. Because as much as we say we like family values and how our parents raise us, we are losing those values.
Yes.
You go out and you see some parents enabling their children to do crime in disguise of they don't have enough. The country has not provided enough, so they are enabling their children. Some mothers are going from church to church, looking for prayer house, looking for pastors to pray for their children to be successful in Yahoo.
In whatever they do to earn a living.
Even when they know that this thing is illegal. That is corruption.
Yes.
Even when when our parents will tell us, oh, that my friend is coming. When he comes, tell him I'm not around.
That
is you teaching your child corruption.
It is we now, you see where I said, we are the ones supporting
killing the country
of the system.
This is corruption. When you tell your child, don't give this person this, instead share it into two, hide this one, share this one with the person. It's corruption. You're teaching the person, your child, greed. It starts from the ground. And that has resulted to many other meanings in the country, like insecurity. Our educational system is failing. Our healthcare sector is it's depreciating every day. We have failed our country.
If it has not been cancelled,
the system has failed its citizens. Our government are failing their people, because you cannot even trust. A lot of people are leaving the country. They are jappering. Because nobody wants to remain in this country. The country has nothing to offer. So everybody is leaving. Who will be here to fix it? That's how we on our part are also failing our country. Because we are all living here and traveling abroad, giving them the best. giving
Now,
them our all,
yes,
thereby
because-
leaving our country to continue to die and rust. And then why I'm always saying that I love my country because of how strong we are and our adaptability, that is also another way we are failing our country. The fact that we are always adapting to nonsense.
Yes.
We have a means to cope. We have this very stupid coping mechanism that doesn't even make any sense. If they come today, imagine when a system of government just, first of all, we were buying fuel for how much back then?
Yes, I think about
How much is a liter?
Initially,
It wasn't
for the
even-
system that I met, we were buying fuel at 65.
Mechanism. Whenever something comes, it stays and we adapt. So we're so sorry guys for that interruption again. Like, this was part of the reason why we could not even come to this space yesterday. But as I was saying, we are so blinded, a lot of people are so blinded by greed that they do not want to see the good in other people. Not that they do not want to see, they don't care.
Yes.
They only think about themselves. They're so self-centered. They think about the moment. Now, you can see somebody will come out today and tell you that I want to campaign, this is what I want, this is what, and all that stuff. And everybody knows that this government, if this thing works, it's going to be good.
Yes.
But somehow, you still see. Why do we have this thing, anti-protester? What is the meaning of that? People that are protesting against people protesting for their rights.
Yes.
Why do we? And it's happening in this country.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen it anywhere else.
Yes, I
but it
think
happens
that
in this
is
country.
where
That
the
is how
issue
we
of
are feeling our country.
Yes, that is how supporting the failure of the country actually emanates from. Because when people are complaining that these things are bad, you will still have a counter-protestant to say that what this person is doing is good.
It's good.
Just imagine that if we go onto the streets today to protest about the government, there must be people that will still come out to protest against the protestant. So that is how the failing of the government and the failing of the system Nigeria is. And I equally say that by traveling out of the country because the country did not make any provision for you, it means that you are contributing to the failure of the Nigeria.
I mean, I would always say that if you have an opportunity to leave, you leave. But now let's assume that everybody leaves. What's going to happen to Nigeria? What will be the fate of our country in Nigeria?
It will just be
because I know
space.
that our educational system is whack. That's just the word. And everybody is struggling. But let me tell you something. I was on my way to work one time and we had an argument where some people are talking about how most of the good doctors abroad are definitely from Nigeria, and they are Africans. And if you check it, it's true, because we are producing really good doctors, medical doctors. But do we have the facilities to keep them here? No. Can we afford to pay them?
No.
Not like we cannot afford to pay them, but our system has this thing, greedy people filled in that space that do not want to allow them to go to the right channel.
I have an opinion with respect of us having a damn educational system. Our educational system is not as bad as people portray it. Now, if the Western world said we don't have good educational system, why is it that they are assimilating our own people? They are just using that to confuse us so that we should be able to downgrade our own educational system to enable them improve their own economic, their own country economic revenue. Because people will just be believing that our educational system is bad and they will just be going there to improve their own educational system. One, let me just say something. Don't worry, let me say something. Now, for our medical doctors that are living in Nigeria, they were trained in Nigeria before they travel abroad. And let me just tell you, it's because they have the enabling environment. Do they still go back to school and study for the number of years? No, it's because they have the good foundation from here. And we are impacting on what we have learned from here. So if they should go there, even if they should have a foundational class, how many years do they spend in the system? It will not be more than 6 to 1 year, and they will be in their system performing effectively, and at the end they say that we don't have good educational system. Like for our nurses that are living here, what exam they'll just write, is it ELT something examination, IELT examination, and they'll go there and they adopt them into their own system, and thereafter they said our educational system is bad. So what make our educational system bad? Is it not what we learned here that they are putting in practice over there? It is definitely is what we learned here. Okay, some of the lecturers that are living here to lecture in their own institution, do they go back to school to study there before they now become the classroom lecturer in their own country? No. Is it not from what we have here that they are giving them there? It's because we don't have the enabling environment, we don't have the facility. Not exactly. That our educational system is quack. For me, I went to all my educational system I went through in Nigeria. And when I was in when we're in another program in Lagos, I wouldn't want to say that on air. When we're in another program in Lagos, we had people that studied in abroad, and none of them were able to even make first class. When we're in law school, let me just say that, when we're in law school in Lagos, some studied in England, some studied in Harvard, some studied in Oxford University, some studied in different schools abroad, but they couldn't even make first class. So why would they say that our educational system is bad? They are just saying that to deteriorate our own mind, to fix ourselves against ourselves, so that we should be able to leave our own country to contribute to their own educational system. Because when they came back, I didn't see anything different of what I've learned over there that will be different from what we have studied in Nigeria. Just that these facilities is not there, and we are just only criticizing. But let me just say, I said we are contributing also to the failing of the system. It is when we as a student refuse to play our own role, and the lecturer refuse to play their own role. If you play your role as a student, studying the material, studying the books, you can download online, you can study different materials, and you can build yourself academically without even waiting for the lecturer, without waiting for the system. That is the part of which we as a student also will contribute to the failing of the country.
There are some students who actually study hard, and still the system will still find a way to just drag them. Aside just the system, yes, the system, the lecturers. See, I feel like when I say our educational system is whack, and I also mentioned that we have most of the one of the best doctors in the world, yes, right? That are from this country. They were taught and they practiced in this country. Some of them practiced before they traveled.
Yes.
Now, we do not all the universities have the facilities. They do not pump funds into educational system. And they do not, they've neglected our educational sector, they've neglected our health sector. Now, if it was so good, why are they all running away whenever they have issues, whenever they are sick? Okay. Not like we cannot treat them, because we have doctors who can take care of them, but because of the evil seeds they've planted, the things they've been doing, that's why they cannot afford to risk their lives treating themselves in this country. They have to fly abroad. That is why, because they know that they are not doing right by our educational sector, they would rather send their children abroad.
Will you be surprised? That even the medical doctors that are giving them attention, they are still Nigerian?
Definitely. So but they prefer them there than having them here.
Now,
because they know that they have the facilities there, but they refuse to bring that same facilities to the country.
The issue there is this: it is an avenue to enable them to embezzle the money.
Exactly.
It is not because the facility is not in the country to treat their health challenges. It is because it is the best moment to embezzle the money. Because, for instance, now someone in a critical health that the media are saying that is flying out for medical checkup, would there be room for investigation? Would there be room for thorough checking? because whatever that is carrying is for the purpose of his health bill. And in that situation, he will be justified to go out with such money. Not that there is no facility. There are facilities to treat them. Okay, if there is no facility, which facility do they use to treat themselves before they become the governor? Is it not still the same facility in Nigeria? Which facility do they use to treat themselves before they become president? Is it not the same? Is it not?
Last time they got
Do you understand?
treated in the country.
In the country. So they can only tell us that they cannot be treated in the country after they have occupied the political seats. And now they want to use that avenue to embezzle the money. Because if it is not that, from your first year, your year 1 to your 50, you did not die with the facility that is treating you here. Is it after you now occupy that particular seat before you say, I cannot treat myself because there is no facility? Like me, I treat myself in Nigeria. Am I not living? My grandmother was over 120 years before she died. Was it not the Nigeria facility that treated her? So all these things that they say there is no facility, they are flying abroad for treatment and all that, this thing is to enable them embezzle the money.
Let's not
Not that our educational system is not working. Say it tomorrow. Our educational system is working. If you
this is more like okay, this particular topic.
It is because we are it's my opinion,
exactly,
and it's because I say we the system
and
are failing
your
the
opinion,
country.
though, that the educational system is not failing. It is not bad. It is just that we do not have
the
facilities.
system. We don't have the facility.
Why me? I say if we do not have the facility, then it is bad. So that is my own opinion. That's why it's just like how we always say it. I get them before no be property. I have it before, and I don't have it now. You don't have it then.
Okay, let me just say now you are very intelligent.
Okay.
Which of the educational system do you use before becoming intelligent? If you say the facilities are not there.
My intelligence is from me.
It's from you.
Yes.
Okay, assuming you didn't go to school.
I still would have been intelligent because there are a lot of illiterates outside that when you hear them speak, you know that these people are smart. But then again, they only need education to put them through.
But education puts you through too.
I don't think so. I read. I am homeschooled. I am homeschooled. Take me for instance. I studied linguistics and African languages. Now, when I was studying, when I was going to school, this wasn't even the course I wanted to. Now, this is where the educational system failed me.
All right. Okay.
It wasn't the course I wanted. What I wanted was mass communication.
All right.
But obviously, the course is not accredited.
Okay.
So they didn't even give me an opportunity. I still picked it regardless.
Okay.
I made it my second choice and I didn't want linguistics. I wanted theater arts. If I'm not doing mass comm, then it has to be theater arts. And then I got admission and I saw linguistics.
All right. Okay.
That is one thing they do to us. You apply for this, you get another. You apply for this. Just very few persons that will apply for this and get it. For me, it has always been either mass comm, theater arts, or or psychology.
Okay.
That's what I've always loved.
All right.
And I didn't get any of this. I rather got stuck with linguistics. Now, when I went to ask questions, when I got to the admin and I asked questions, and then I was like, no, I would like to switch. I want to switch courses. So if I can't do theater arts, because at the time my dad said he wanted a more professional course.
Okay.
And for
Your
me,
dad? Not,
yes.
Okay.
No, not my dad.
Yes.
He said he wanted a more professional course. If I loved acting and I have presenting and showbiz all of the skill,
yes.
all I can do is find courses to help me, to train me better. But it doesn't want me to go to school for 4 years to study this thing that I can even get in a year.
Okay.
So I should focus on getting a more professional course.
Right.
Because most of these people, they also went to school. Somebody like, it was even liking me to Funke Akindele and the rest, who is a barrister and this, and then because they have this talent in them, they are thriving, and they went for that to learn this thing. So all I can do is just get something, so that if this does not work, you have somewhere else to go to.
Right.
And then I wanted to do psychology. It was stressful. And so they managed to convince me and told me just focus on linguistics. I mean, with linguistics you can achieve all of them if you are a linguist. And that was what I looked it up, and it's true. I can still work in the bank sector, I can still work in the hospital as a linguist. I can work as a newscaster, I can work as a journalist, I can even still be an actress, I can still do psychology as a linguist if I want to. Now they all convinced me.
And you were exposed by our educational system.
That they only gave me that, and I still did not believe. I wasn't convinced, so I looked it up, and that was where the conviction came from, and I decided to stay back. Only the one thing that they told me that that caught my interest, that caught my attention, was the fact that they told me that we will be going on field work, we'll be traveling. We'll have to do linguistics is more theoretical. It's more theoretical than objective, and so it just made sense to me. Yes, we'll be traveling. I love to travel, so that was one thing that caught my attention. We'll have facilities. You have to learn other languages, and I am a huge fan of Spanish. And at the time, I was already using Google to learn small Spanish words. So when they said it was also an opportunity, I told my dad I needed to get a Spanish tutor or get registered to go to a Spanish or something. I just need to learn Spanish. Though they will make provision for that, according to what I was told. They will make provision. We had 3 languages we were supposed to pick from: French, German, Spanish. And they will make provision for those tutors, those lecturers and stuff. And then 1 year passed, I didn't travel. I didn't get any. Rather, we were encouraged to go and look for a Spanish class to register.
Who encouraged you?
I did. Our lecturers, they did.
Okay, from the system that is not good.
The system said the system are meant to make provision for it. And then I heard we had library. And 4 years in school, it was my 3rd year in school that I got to see the library covered in cobwebs. Not the entire school library though.
4 years.
The school library itself. The school library itself is good, but the departmental library is nothing to write. You needed to see one of our lecturers condemning the place.
No. Get it right. You were in the system for 4 years before you discovered that there was a library.
That is because the library is not functional.
That is because you did not search for the library to use.
I didn't have any need to search for the library. I had everything I wanted. I searched for my textbooks myself because I got my own admin. My admission came late, so I did not have need. I didn't need to wait to search for the library and all of that.
Despite the fact that you have the strength of arguments with me, it is because you are really equipped with our educational system.
It is just how it has failed me. It has affected me in that aspect. This was what I wanted. This was my plan. I never got to travel. This is my own experience though. Now there are other schools that experience that got better teaching, that got better lessons than I did, which is not so bad.
Alright, the people out there will tell us the truth that if the person you are seeing speaking has any deficiency in academic status, or if the person speaking here has any deficiency in academic status, we leave it out for you up there, because we will not be able. If
you want to stay, we're going to talk from now to tomorrow. I mean, that is Nigeria's topic is always very interesting.
So we will not be able to finish out this today. And as I said, we are dealing with yesterday's program, which is Nigeria failing or are we failing Nigeria? Now this is me just telling you, and we got stuck in our educational system. And then there are other aspects whereby we as citizens have failed our country. Is it the health sector? Is it insecurity? Is it economy? Is it infrastructure? Name it. There are other ways we have failed. Like he has mentioned all these things already. Now even in the economy, we keep complaining about how dollar is fluctuating, the price of things are going, it's not stable and all that. But we ourselves are killing ourselves, because like I already said when I was talking about pricing and bargaining, if I go to his shop to buy something, he's selling this thing for this price. I'll give you the actual
now
price.
If I go to the next place, the person is selling double its price. And they'll still blaming this person that's selling double its price is blaming the government for this thing. And then another person might be selling double that person's price, and the person is also blaming the government. Meanwhile, the government has absolutely nothing to do with the price regulation with your business. This is just you just being greedy, being selfish.
Now you have answered. That is the aspect of which government also has failed.
Yes.
Without making provision
for price regulatory. But I think they have the price regulatory board, but they don't do follow-ups. I don't think they work.
It is the people in the system also that is still failing.
Exactly,
despite
to do
the fact
their
the
jobs.
government make provision for it, and they are still failing to do their job.
Yeah, that's how I say we have failed our country. That's why we have failed our country in many ways, and we as citizens, as the masses, we have contributed to our government, our system failing us and failing our country. That's why they can come up with series of stories and whatnot, and we'll agree and just adapt immediately. And in our head, we are strong people, just like how I said it. We are strong. We are actually really strong people. But then again, yes, we are dying, we are crying and smiling. But then again, it is bad. That's why they can wake up and tell us that snake swallowed 36 million naira in a government office. Where is the snake? Where is the footage? That's how they can say what part of, was it budget office or something, that got burnt? What caused the fire? Nobody knows. Shouldn't they have fire extinguishers in the building? Shouldn't there be people that work overnight? Shouldn't they have fire service around to help with and all that stuff? So it is our coping mechanism and adaptability. Adaptability spirit and feeling of being strong that has contributed in killing our country, and that's why I stand with the fact that we have failed Nigeria.
Yes. Also, the issue of fire extinguish or whether people are working at night is not even the solution. If we dive into the investigation, is budget office the bank?
Exactly.
Is budget office the bank?
What is
the essence of the money doing in budget office?
Exactly.
You understand? So if
the director's office,
what is money doing in his office? His budget is planning. So what brought money to his office? Is he collecting any revenue on behalf of the federation?
Is he doing assurance?
So are we
doing contribution?
so that's just one. So why do we have banks, commercial banks in Nigeria?
What is the job of
the job of the CBN? In budget office is saying is having money to the extent of it being burnt.
Federal money.
JAMB office is saying
they have 36 million.
What are they doing with JAMB's money? The people, the candidates that even pay for this JAMB fee, they did not pay in cash.
Yes.
They paid online.
Through bank.
They
even
paid
before
through bank.
We still added mobile transfer, we used to go to bank.
Why did they withdraw the money and kept a JAMB office?
To the point where snake came to swallow the money.
Before the snake came in to swallow the money. Who went to the bank to withdraw the cash?
Exactly.
Who went to the bank to withdraw the cash? Why was the cash withdrawn? And why was the cash withdrawn? What was it used to withdrawn? The purpose of its withdrawal? If it's being withdrawn, even if they want to pay salary, it can't then transfer. Yes, even if they want to pay for the contract done for the office or anything that for logistics purpose and other thing, can't they transfer the money? First, what even bring the presence of cash to such office? Because there is no transaction that ought to deal with cash. So this is the part of which we say we contribute to the failure of the system. Because we are the system and we are the one that is Nigeria, and we are the Nigeria as a country. So we are the one that is failing the system, because the system is already available for us. It has made itself available for us. We are the one failing the system.
Now this is our opinion, so if you have yours, you can share yours with us. I mean, this is a platform where we communicate. This is meant for conversation. It's a dialogue. Yes. So let's just talk. Now, to all of you just joining, welcome to Court TV family. I am Julie Fresh, your host, and this is Triple A himself. And please, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do well to subscribe to our channel. Hit your notification bell to get notified whenever we're live. And know that this is day 3 of 30-day series on Court TV. And so moving on, let's move on to day 3. Like I just said, what we just talked about was day 2. Now let's move on to day 3, which is When did you stop believing
living
in Nigeria?
You know, on
You
the
see this
one
particular question, if you ask people, everybody have different. That's why I said most of this topic we have to take it to the street.
to the street,
Because we
definitely.
cannot just tell you people. We can't decide for you people. He has when he stops believing in Nigeria. I have when I stopped believing in Nigeria, and then she has when she stopped believing in
Believing in
Nigeria. And
Nigeria.
like it or not, there is someone out there who has never stopped believing in Nigeria, and he will tell you the reason why. Now I have my story why I stopped, what prompted the decision. He does, she does, they do. And there are also people out there who tell you, I haven't stopped believing in Nigeria. Nigeria will be great again. Nigeria will get better again. So we still have to take you guys to the streets. So
Yes, if
again,
you
let
say-
me allow him start.
If you say believing in Nigeria, to me, it is like people waiting for something to happen. Believing in the system Nigeria, as I said earlier, I love Nigeria, and as I said earlier, I love Nigeria and it stands still. I love Nigeria, which is on our first edition, and it still stands still. And when we are talking about being patriotic, we are talking about believing in it, whatever it is. So for me, I still believe in Nigeria, and the reason why I still not believe in Nigeria is that I cannot be waiting for Nigeria to do all things for me. That is why, when you say, I believe in my wife, she's not going to cheat. I believe in my daughter, she's not going to do this. I believe in my son, he cannot be an armed robber. It is because you knew that he is not going to be. But when you are now believing Nigeria to be better, or believing in Nigeria to continue in what the Nigeria is known to be doing. So I still believe in Nigeria that Nigeria will continue to exist. I still believe in Nigeria that one day the system will change. But I refuse to believe in Nigeria in the promises of our leaders. That is when I stop believing in Nigeria, because they continue promising that we are going to do this. Initially, they were even telling us that they have Vision 2020. This is 2025. 5 years after, Vision 2020 is become it has not come. So they are still telling us none of them can even pronounce another vision again, because we so believe in Vision 2020 that in 2020 Nigeria will supersede any other country in the world. And guess what? In 2020, the vision become the COVID.
Yeah.
You understand? The vision become the COVID, and they will now say, no, this one is not a national thing, it's a worldwide thing. Now, what we were expecting before 2020, before the COVID, did we even see it? Do we need to implement in 2020? No. What we ought to do in 2020 is execution of the 2020 vision. You understand? So you shouldn't tell us that the Vision 2020 ought to come into place in 2020. No, we ought to have seen everything, and we commissioned that vision at that particular moment. But now, as at the time we're singing the anthem of Vision 2020, everybody was hopeful. Everybody was impressively waiting for Nigeria, that Nigeria will be good. Nigeria will be good in 2020. And now, there is no moment of hope again that Nigeria is going to be what? Good. Because 2020 has passed and nobody even promised again for another year. So as it is now, we are living on our own. There is no other vision. The vision now is live on your own. So you have to believe in yourself, not believing in the country, not believing in Nigeria, not waiting for Nigeria, not waiting for the country, because there is no moment of promise again. 5 years has gone and there is no vision that has been implemented. So I stopped believing after 2020 that the promise of Vision 2020 couldn't come to play. I stopped believing when the promise of the electoral system that is going to be fair, and it couldn't be fair. I stopped believing when they said we are going to use electronic system in our votes, and that was turned down and we couldn't use. I still believe in, no, bring the card, no problem. I refuse to believe when the president came that he was fighting corruption and the corruption fighting back. I still refuse to believe in the system when they say that they are fighting insecurity and insecurity is living with us. I refuse to believe in the system when they say Nigeria will be good and we have not seen what is good. I refuse to believe in the system when they said they are going to reduce the fuel price and the fuel price is going up high every day. I refuse to believe in the system when they say they are going to build refinery and none of the refinery is working except the private one built by an individual. When an individual believed in himself and was able to give us refinery, you will now tell me to believe in the system that has been promising us for over 20 years and they couldn't make any refinery available. So I refuse to believe in such system. And that is why I say I am not believing in Nigeria, but I am believing in ourselves to give things to ourselves as Nigeria.
Okay, that's nice. So, when did I stop believing in Nigeria? If I say this is going to laugh, I stopped believing in Nigeria when they failed me, when they took away my dream course. But on a more serious note, I think before that, Nigeria has been giving me reasons to stop believing them. I don't know if at this point I've stopped believing in Nigeria or not. But you know when people keep saying, don't worry, there's hope and all that, I am not of that opinion though that there's hope somewhere. I don't think I see change happening soon. I honestly hope for redemption. I hope that this country finds the saving, the redemption, the change that we so desire. But it
Change
scares
for
me
good.
to know.
It
Scares me a lot
It is just change for
to
good.
think that whenever I
Because sorry for cutting you. It is we only pray for change for good. If not, we are experiencing changes. We are experiencing changes from bad to worst. No, they're not saying superlative and other things, and they say bad or worst, right? We are getting it worst daily, and that is the change. You understand? So, but we are only saying that we pray for a system that will have a good change, and I believe it will be difficult. It will be very difficult to have that in this country. Reason being this: before whoever that lives, he will plant himself around the system. And what is happening now? Quote me everywhere. Agreement is agreement. And this agreement is agreement that we are going to see in 2027. And agreement is what we are going to see in 2031 after the other election. So we will now see that agreement is what
when
is
you
happening
say agreement
in
is
the system.
an
We know who we are
does that
referring
mean-
to, and I know who
does
I
that
am
mean
referring
the
to.
government, this system of government is going to be like this till that time?
And is it not the system? Is it not the government that is fixing those that will conduct whatever they are going to conduct the electoral system? The new INEC chairman that was brought now, is it not the president? Can he going to work against his principal? Would he going to work against his principal? He's not going to work against. See, we shouldn't dream about that. It will not work. It cannot work against his principal.
So does that mean people
wait?
should
No, there is a publication now. You see, there is a publication now that INEC says is not going to use electronic system again, that people are going to vote. And let me just tell you, the implication of that is that they have started compiling the result already.
Yes.
They have started compiling the result.
There is a winner already, but let's not dive into
No, we are not diving into politics, but I'm just telling you the reason why I cannot believe Nigeria. You understand? What are you believing? Are you believing
that Nigeria will get better someday? Are you believing
cannot
that
believe on what you cannot change, because those that want to change the system are already having their blueprint of what they want. They have what they have planned already.
50 years
already. They know the president of 2031. They know the president after 2031. They know the president of 2027. Why are they wasting our economy? Why are they wasting our fund, our time, our money? Why are they inviting us to stand under the sun again? Why they have the system already? So why should they want me to believe in that?
Region and just tell us this person is our president and we'll agree.
It is even the military that they are operating. is democratic military in Nigeria. If see, me, I am very plain in speaking. I will speak my mind. If not, why would the governor in the state will have democracy, and in a particular state we are having the military regime? Because in Rivers State, what they are having there is a military regime. We don't have a democratic elected governor in Rivers State. We don't have it. It's a state within Nigeria, and you want me to believe such system, and thereafter they now said, okay, believe in the rule of law. Why they are not obeying the rule of law? Do you understand? So you cannot tell a child to be faithful to your parent when you, the parent, is not faithful to the child. So you cannot expect us Nigeria to believe in Nigeria when Nigeria did not even show any spirit of believing in them. We cannot. So now we are not practicing democracy in Nigeria. We are not practicing military regime in Nigeria. We are just there. We are just living in the country. And you want me to believe in the system? I can't believe. Even if you say in 2027 the electoral system is going to be different than another system, we are going to come back to the same story. We are come back to the same story. So there is nothing that will change it, and there is nothing that will change it. Nothing. So the system has not changed, and we cannot change the system, believe it in me or not. And that's why I said I don't know if I still believe in the country or not, because like I was talking to, I most of my friends are older people. I love older people. I love to keep friends myself, but then I love older people because you can have conversations like this with them and steady. So I was saying this, and the person said I am too young to say I don't believe in the country. I should just say at this point in time I don't know where I stand. But then again, Nigeria have given me a lot of reasons to not believe in, because every day I keep wondering, why is this country failing? What is happening? Do we have government? Do we have where are our where are our leaders? Because you can't go to this place and get justice. You can't turn here and get just few people in this country that are fighting for justice, and 1,001 persons are fighting against those persons. Now for me, the first time I stopped believing in this country is why a national hospital will have ambulance that does not have fuel in it. In an hospital, you have a driver that would go and eat. I'm not saying you are not permitted to eat, but why do you have just one driver in an hospital that is meant to drive an ambulance, and the driver will leave the hospital premises to go and eat somewhere? What if there's an emergency? What will happen next? These are reasons why I cannot. These are reasons why this is one of the reasons why I stopped believing, because it happened to me, and if it didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have known. It happened to me when my dad needed emergency, when my dad needed to be transferred from the hospital he was to the national hospital, and the person they requested that, okay, there's traffic, and if at all we must get my father, they needed to take him out of oxygen, and it was evening time. If we decide to use normal road, if we decide to go by our car, there's a possibility that we might not get there on time, and he will lose his life. So we need an ambulance to do that. Okay. Now we got to the ambulance port. There was no driver. Where is the driver? They said the driver went to eat an hour ago. All right. Okay. An hour ago. Right. The driver eventually came after they called him 1 million times. Driver eventually came and then said there's no fuel in the you see, that is why I say, can you see the amount? See how they are playing with some human's life? It happens to me. There are 1,001 people out there that have lost their loved ones because of this carelessness. Yes. There is no fuel in the car. We had to pay money to get fuel, despite the fact that we've paid medical bills for that, and it's been transferred from this place to another place. That is what now the National Assembly itself does not have space. There's no bed. You have to see, in this country, and just there are two things. If you have money, you don't have connection. You're as good as a poor person. Okay. We had to look for somebody that had connection in the hospital, that had to. They literally took out somebody to create space for my father in the National Assembly there. And then when we got there, the emergency ward, we saw some people lying down.
on the floor waiting to get attended to. There was no bed. Luckily for us, it got the care it needed. Now there are other stories that thing just discouraged me. Like, you don't know the amount of stress emotionally, mentally that it put us through, because he was hanging on a thin rope. How he managed to survive, even the doctor said it, how he managed to survive because of how much time they wasted at the other hospital. How he managed to get to this point was just a miracle. What about others that eventually lost their life? What about those people that could not afford that fuel money at the time? What would they do? They'll have to look for taxi driver, and those ones will not care. Now there is also a story, I listened to that one from Brekete, Human Rights Radio, of a woman that was dealing with cancer. The woman was plucked out of oxygen and missed medication and missed treatment because doctors went on strike. I am not going to blame only the doctor, I'm going to blame both the system, because if they had paid the doctors would not have reasons to go on strike. But what happened to your oath of saving lives? How can you take somebody that is almost at the verge of dying? This woman died, she couldn't make it to the next hospital because they pleaded with them to just give them time, enough time, even if it's just one day, for her to complete her treatment. They pluck out the oxygen, and it was as though they told the family, go to hell. This woman died. I literally, when I was listening to this story on the radio, I had to go back to their YouTube page to watch it. And the woman had 3 children. These children were literally crying. And her husband is dead. The country has refused to give her husband's gratuity. After 15 years, the man died. 15 years since he died. Now the children are also struggling to get their mother, because she was a civil servant. They could not help their mother when she was sick. The hospital contributed to the death of their mother. Now they are also struggling to get their mother's gratuity too. They still cannot get it. And amidst all of this, Ahmed Issa even got angry and said he would have loved to sue the hospital, but then again, to sue the doctors and the nurses on duty at the time. But then again, he can't do that because he does not entirely blame them for what they did. How can someone work 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months,
and it's not paid,
and is not getting paid? How are you not even scared that the person, if when you are supposed to take malaria injection, the person will give you tetanus injection or something because of anger, frustration, and you wonder why you go to public hospitals and we're always complaining about the nurses being rude. You know how they will shout at you and tell you, "Hey, turn your bomb object, let me give you this injection," and it's almost as though they are stabbing you. I went to treat myself for malaria, and until last year, this happened 2022. Until last year, I had a swollen butt. That spot was paining me. I don't know if it was anger the nurse used to treat me that period.
Yes.
But it was painful for that. That was the longest, and that was the time I told myself I'm never going back there. Or when you went to deliver, you see how they rudely talk to mothers in labor. You can't blame them entirely. Some of them are just frustrated. You go to our healthcare. To go, what's his name? Aproko doctor made a video of one healthcare. What they have there, what they use for delivery is torchlight when there's no light. Torchlight in the hospital. Not even good torchlights, they are phone lights. They are phone lights at the expense of someone else's life. They are phone lights. That's what they use to perform to perform delivery session. That's what they use to treat people. They don't have adequate medical facility, and the list goes on. In 2020 also, a man lost his wife because they said, what was it? Because during that COVID period, a man lost his wife. They said the hospital was too crowded. They didn't want too much people there. The man lost his wife. He was even a soldier, and the man, out of anger, I think that story went viral. Out of anger, the man shot the doctor there. Why?
You see?
Recklessness of some people at the expense of someone else's life. The list goes on. A lot of things Nigeria have done that is giving me reasons to not to stop believing in this country. At this point, like I'm telling you, I don't think I can boldly say I believe in Nigeria and I believe that Nigeria will get better again. Just like he said, we don't know the fate of tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. They can wake up tomorrow and tell us that a liter of oil is 2,000. And trust me, Nigerians, the only thing we can do is rant on social media.
1 day, 2 days.
Make catch cruise with it. Yeah. Just like we say, there are seasons where we call onion gold. We say onion is now the real new gold in this country. Don't buy meat, buy onions and all that stuff. we'll turn it to cruise, and before you know, it's a normal thing. Highest to go from this junction to this junction will now be 500 naira, 1,000 naira, and we'll adapt.
Adaptation. So let's say, queen from what you just said earlier, in all the Nigeria institutions that attend to humanity, their cars has no fuel. If you report emergency fire outbreak to Nigeria Fire Service,
They don't have fuel.
they don't have fuel to go to attend such emergency.
Or there's no fuel in the gen
Or
to pump water.
to pump water. That's just one. If you report an issue to the police station that there is an armed robbery operation somewhere, their vehicle does not have fuel to convey them to that environment. If you report to road safety that there is an accident somewhere and their services is needed at that point, they will tell you that they do not have fuel. If you go to the hospital with respect of emergency, that is what she just said now, they don't have fuel. So, but whenever they are called to come and share money, there must be fuel in the car to move around. Wherever there is, you have not seen any political campaign environment that the driver will ever complain that they did not have fuel to go for campaign. So why is it that there will be no fuel in our own service system to attend to the national emergency? That is the system that I say that the country is failing, and I couldn't believe in our system when this could become better. Because if you say the old system, the new system is even worse. So how would you now expect me to believe in a system that did not have any posterity, any step for change?
And trust me, if we go out today, you're going to hear a lot of touching stories. Yes. A lot of people do not even have faith in this country. Some of them are not even proud enough to say, I am a Nigerian. Like I told them the first day I made the announcement about our show, I told them about a story. This was because I had gone to the hospital and I just heard people talking about it, and then I heard it on the radio too. And then they announced it on Arise TV about a boy, a 21 years old, that died on Easter Friday, I think so, Good Friday rather. He died on, I think Holy Thursday or Good Friday. That was when this boy died, and it was part of one of the negligence or stupidity, or what should I call it, of our country, that there was an accident around that Buhari Oshafa road between a trailer and I think it's a small car or two trailers that caused massive traffic from that road down to Usman. Now the road was blocked, and then this convoy was just coming, and you know now Nigeria, they will never wait, no matter they expect us, VIO and road safety expect us to adhere to traffic rules, but our leaders are exempted from it. Whatever happened to lead by example, I don't know whatever happened to that thing, but they are not expected to wait. Now these people in the midst of traffic, and while road safety were trying to just help save life, they did not want to wait. They were trying, the security personnel came down and was trying to clear the road, but trust people, now accident scene, everybody just gathered there and doing their stuff, and they didn't really want to go. The next thing, they shot tear gas. A lot of people left. Some people were still there, and they were trying to fight the police officer. Why are you people trying to push us to leave the place when we are trying to create road for other people to pass? Yes. Next thing, they started shooting randomly, and then the stray bullet hit the boy, who happened to be the only son of his family. The boy had just returned from school that day and died.
No, that is where they have the strength of shooting.
The boy had just returned from school.
When we are complaining about insecurity somewhere, they won't
go
there to fight.
The police station that is close to me, they close by 6. For what reason? Security reasons. Does that even make any sense? Police station is closing for security reasons, leaving their job in the hands of vigilantes.
Yeah, so who is to securitize us? So that is the reason why I said even the system itself, I cannot believe it.
And we can't even blame the officers, because today if they die, their families will suffer.
You see, that is where we are wrapping up. But as we say, being patriotic does not mean non-believing in Nigeria. Being patriotic not mean not believing in Nigeria. Loving the country Nigeria doesn't exempt the fact that one did not believe in the system. It is the system, and you out there, I can boldly say that as it is today, it will be very difficult for us to believe that things will be better in this country. It will be very difficult, except we accept it that it's better, even if it's not better. Because as it is now, the country is bleeding. The country is extremely bleeding because of the system now, but we are adapting to it, and we are feeling as if we are okay, but we are not okay. When you step out and hear from the people, you actually know that we are only living as a country. We are only living in this geographical setting
part of the
world to be Nigeria, because nobody care about the people within the geography. They only care about themselves. They only care about themselves. And I'll still repeat it again. They only care about themselves. So they don't care what will happen to the people that they are governing. They can only remember them during election, when they'll be giving them 1,000 and 2,000 naira to cover for the years of their ruling. And in that situation, and you still think that such country can be changed, could you still say that I should believe in such system? So if you have your personal opinion with respect to this, you can do a short video clip and share with us. And also, if you want our interview with you with respect to this issue, you can also reach out to us on this platform. Just drop a message and you'll be able to come and hear your story. Don't fear. There is freedom of speech. That freedom is an inalienable freedom in this country. They will not be able to challenge you. If they want to challenge you, don't worry, we are here. We'll follow it up. When you say the system of justice is bad, I didn't believe in that. The system of justice is good. It's because there are some people in that system of justice that are bad. Good people. And we know them. We know them. If my case is assigned to such place, I will always apply that my case should be transferred, and it must be transferred. So these are the things. So we know how we handle the system that is bad. If you assign my case to such system, I know the system, and I will apply that my case should be transferred, and it will be transferred. And if it is transferred to a place that I know that the justice will be determined, I will allow it there. So we know how it operates, and we know how the system is, and we know where it's bad, and where it's bad, we'll tell you that it's bad. So for me as a person, I believe in myself. I do not believe in this country, that the country will build heaven for us to live. No, it is meant for you to build heaven for yourself in your private home. It is for you to find and ensure the security measures in your house by providing personal security, and ensure you have electronic security like CCTV to cover up the situation. If not, if you are waiting for the country to make provision or such for you, you are on your own. I cannot believe in such system, but I still believe in Nigeria.
Okay, and we've heard from us, we've heard our views, we've heard our opinion, we've heard our stories. And trust me, guys, if you go out there, there are other stories that are very, very sad, that are touching, that is worse than mine. There are other cases where children's lives have been lost due to our negligence and unseriousness towards everything around us. So if trust me, guys, we are still going to take this to the streets. Maybe not today, but we are definitely going to take this to the streets, so you guys can see, can hear other people's story, can hear other people's thoughts on these two topics. If Nigeria is failing, or we're failing Nigeria, and when did you stop believing in Nigeria? So you guys are going to see with us. We'll definitely tell you guys when we'll be going for this interview, and yeah, we would prep you guys, give you all the information you need to get about it. And trust me, guys, it's going to be an interesting one. I, for one, I can't wait to get to hear people's story. I can't wait to hear people's opinion on this matter. I'm sure he cannot wait to. I'm definitely sure that you cannot wait. So, guys, like I always say, I can't, in as much as I say, if everybody leave the country, who will stay back to fix it? But then again, if you are convinced that living is your best option, then it's yours. But if you have a way to fix the country, if you can stay back, however means you have to help people in this country through volunteerism and the rest, please do well to help us. Let's build a better country for ourselves. Let's help as much as before now. I didn't even know it was going to. I didn't know about the old 30 days thing. It just surprised me. And before now, I was already applying for a lot of volunteering job, especially in the health sector. Like I've been telling you people, I don't really enjoy teaching, and it's not because I cannot teach. I do it at my own convenience when I want to. But then again, I've been trying to apply for different volunteering jobs in the health sector, so I can see how I can help these people. I am not a medical student. I wasn't even a science student. I don't really know much about the medical field. But even if it's to help take down notes and other things, even if it's to assist with cleaning, maybe I don't like blood though, but then again, let's see how we can help. Even if it's just to do ward rounds, check on patients, and I would see how I can help. And I'm trying to apply. So if you have any for me, you can reach out to me. This is how
even if it's to cry on behalf of the patients, she can do that.
No, I can't cry. So, all right. However the case may be, you can reach out to us and reach out to me, and let's see how I can be a part of your medical team. And so that's it for today's edition of 30 Days series in September, in the month of September on Court TV.
And don't forget to wish her happy birthday. We are wrapping up now so that she can have a time to rest, to meditate, to have communion with
my maker,
God. With her maker and with her God. And we still appreciate you for being there with us. Please continue to subscribe to our page and continue to be there. Share with others and encourage others to subscribe to the page and let them know about this program. I still remain your host, Triple A on Court TV, and with Juliana, Julie Fresh. And Julie Fresh, and she's looking fresher today because you know why she's looking fresh today. Stay tuned and stay connected, and
stay educated, stay enlightened, and stay safe out there. Stay hydrated, like I always say. So until next time on Court TV, bye bye. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye. Thank you.